After slapping me, that's when he took out a 9mm pistol from his laptop bag. Growing up was amazing because I had all the love from Batswadi Baka. I grew up in Joburg, New Town, but eventually I had to move to Makgabetlwane to stay with my grandparents. That's how fond I was of them. Growing up, Makgabetlwane was so amazing until ke thoma go lemoga gore there was abuse in the family. Even though Nekesai Boni, when it was physically happening, but I could hear the sounds and everything when granddad was actually beating up grandma. And to me, growing up, it started becoming something normal. I normalized it because ke godile ke utlwa ko gae e etsega. When I fell pregnant, I was 16 at the time, and my parents were disappointed, you know. It was a bit difficult, but because my family, but eventually they accepted gore they will be grandparents, and they were there for me, honestly speaking, they were there for me. After matric, that's when I actually met with the guy who used to abuse me. We met ke tswa go apply go college in Pretoria, which meant I had to move from Makgabetlwane and stay in Pretoria, go Sunnyside, where it was closer to school. Meeting him, he was this loving, caring, handsome guy, ali kind as well, and a bit of a romantic kind of person. The first few months, it was amazing, really, it was. I actually discovered he was a person who was going through divorce and baneba muisa court for child maintenance. Then I tried to confront him, and that's when the whole thing started. He threw a punch to it instead of apologizing or being honest. What's the story about them? He beat me up, then he strangled me, then started kicking me. Mind you, all of this, when it was happening, the cousin was sitting outside, not even calling for help, but he was busy playing on his phone. It was so painful that I actually ended up blaming myself. I brought this upon myself. It was painful, but I told myself, you know what, maybe I deserve it. But then another part of me said, Tshepang, just grab your phone and call for help, which I actually did. I grabbed my phone while trying to run to the kitchen. He came and took the phone, then smashed it against the wall, then he started kicking me. While he was kicking me, he grabbed me to the bedroom and cut the dress that I was wearing into pieces. After cutting it into pieces, atla thoma ang rape on top of the bed. When he was actually done with everything, he actually fell asleep on top of me. 30 minutes down the line, that's when he woke up and he said to me, "You pushed me to do whatever that I just did to you. And believe you me, I deserve her because ono sa tshwanna go setšha ka mo ntlong." He went to buy the same dress that I was wearing, just so le ga ke boela flateng, whoever that I was sharing the flat with a ska bona gore go etsagetseng maobane a tla le phone e ntšha later on, just so gore ke ske ka bua because o ne a tshaba gore ke tlo bua. Ga a tla le phone eo o tlile le ring as well, so he actually put a ring on it. And you know, as basadi re na le this thing ya gore a ring e solva ntho tse ngata. I actually don't remember what happened after because I collapsed. From the doctor, ga ke fihla ko flateng, my tlile ring as well, so he actually put a ring on it. And you know, as basadi re na le this thing ya gore a ring e solva ntho tse ngata. So yeah, I did say yes. So I got so close to him to a point where I cut all ties with my friends because ke ne ke mo rata and anta a re ga utlwane le mosadi ana le ditsala tse dintsi. So out of the respect and love that I had for him, I had to separate with my friends. I had to isolate myself from certain people, and that's when the abuse e gola. It's as if psychologically ke motho ana se sharp, but by then ke ne ke sa di lemoge dilo tsewa because nna ne ke re ke lerato. I remember ko lenyalong I bumped into my friend, so go ema fela khona le tsala ya me re be re tlotla ka botshelo. That's when he actually snapped. Abare ang sendela a text are we have to go. Re tsamaye re boele ko ntlong. Okay, fine. We left ra be re boela ko Lebanon ha re fihla ko ntlong. We had an argument, a huge argument. Gore tsala ga gona batlang ko nyalong ela o memile ke mang, that means you communicating le ena nna ke sa itse, and I told you gore no friends. That's when he said to me, I want you to permanently move in with me. Ka be ke mo raya ke re no, nna ka Setswana sa ko gae cohabiting is not allowed. I mean, if that's the case, if o batla re nebo botlhe, then he'll have to marry me. A ba re ko nna kgante wena gane ke go apesa ring ewa o no itha ore ke ya eng. I want to marry you, yes, and I'm gonna make things right. Okay, ba tlile ba kopa sego sa metsi ko gae. They did that and I practically became his wife. So I moved from Kofleteng ka lo dula le ena, even though the whole process ya magadi e ne isinki fele. It was okay at first go nna le ena. I became that submissive young woman, and it was normal to me until ke mara ke re ke batla go ya gae because my daughter was staying ko gae by then and I wanted to go home ke lo bona ngwana. Abanta are you're not going there. Okay, because ke ntate wa ko ntlong, I had to listen. Kare okay, it's fine, ke tla ya ka weekend. He went to work, so ga ile merekong ka be ke decided nna gore antsa ile merekong e re kutswe this chance ke tsamaye ke magabetlane ke go bona ngwana. Kaya magabetlane ga ke magabetlane, not knowing that he's gonna come back at 12 o'clock. ga boa ka 12 o'clock ka tsena ko ntlong o kry-ile le gore okay Tshepang is not home wang founela o go kae kere ke ko gae then he's like who told you to go there ka no you can't expect me hore ke nentse ke kopa permission ya go yo bona batsadi baka ha ke tsena mola o re ko nna o tswa ko kae who dropped you off ko gating kere no ke fetse folo ga taxi. That's when we actually started fighting but verbally abanta are matsatsi a ya no setse o fetoga le tekatsi abe a thoma a simolla khanya gore ke batla o tlogele sekolo. I refused yet again and that's when he said konna the only thing that can make you leave school is this. So by then I didn't understand. He actually slapped me. After slapping me, that's when he took out a 9mm pistol from his laptop bag. He pointed me with it and said to me, I want you to get naked and then I'm gonna shoot a video. I want you to masturbate for me in that video.
Oh, please. Feel real.
As shocked as I was and as scared as I was, I wanted why are you doing this? And in my mind, I wanted to ask, but I'm thinking out loud, that's when he said to me, when you disrespecting me and the orders, you don't want to follow them. I undressed and I remember tears were rolling down my eyes and I couldn't understand why me? Why would he do something like this? I mean, this is the guy who said he loved me. This is the guy who went kohai and paid lobola. Why is he doing this? Then I at that time I had no choice but to undress and masturbate for him while he was shooting that video. After masturbating, he said to me, yo, nalo ena Tshepang re tlo kgaogantsa ke leso. And yes, he actually meant it gore re tlo kgaogantsa ke leso. Ebe a tseya a taser. After taking out that taser, I don't obey his rules. I'm disrespectful. By marrying me, you know. And that's when he took the taser and placed it on my neck. I actually don't remember what happened after because I collapsed. And that's when I guess he took my body, I wrap her in a sheet. After wrapping it in a sheet, that's when he threw me in his car boot, then drove off to the cemetery in Lebanon. I was pregnant. Kanako eo ke tlhakatlhakane ga ke itse gore ke emisitse ke my husband or ke emisitse ke the people that raped me ke le ko mabitleng. He took my body, I wrap her in a sheet. After wrapping it in a sheet, that's when he threw me in his car boot, then drove off to the cemetery in Lebanon. At the cemetery, honestly speaking, I don't remember anything because I don't even know how long was I there. I don't know. Because there's a lady who found me there in the morning, in the wee hours of the morning. a tlile go ira sana a tlile go sira ko mabitleng, then a ba a utlwa ke cough ke khotlola a ba a leka gore a nkuke a ntsenye ka fokolong ya gage go ntsenya ka fokolong ya gage. She really saved my life because when we got to the hospital ne ke so phaphame then I was bruised up, and ge ke tlo phaphama a few days later I woke up and asked her what's going on and where am I, and that's when the doctor said Ausilina la gago ke mang. I said to her ke nna Tshepang. Aba are Tshepang, I'm sorry to say this, but more the resulting declaring from the tests that we ran, it shows us that you were actually raped and go tlhagella 4 traces of semen, which means that when I was at the cemetery, there were people, ruthless people having fun. Ba busy bang rape, but not knowing le gore am I dead or am I alive, and she also said to me, you also have an STI, but it's not a serious STI. We're going to treat it, but then we have to run more tests gore how pregnant na. As shattered as I was, I just felt like okare lefatshe le ka bulega ke tsene ka folona and just remain there, and never come back. I was in hospital for 8 days actually, and more perioding area 8 days. That's when I also discovered gore I was pregnant again. Kanako eo ke tlhakatlhakane ga ke itse gore ke emisitse ke my husband or ke emisitse ke the people that raped me ke le ko mabitleng. It was just a mess. I remember Auslinda pleaded with me gore open up a case. I mean, if somebody can do this, if probably case o tlo tswela pele a etsa so, and abamfa this courage, man. I'm going to open up a case, and ga ko bula case yana ke tlabe ke thusa bomme ba bang ba le ba motshwara, and we were actually going through throughout the whole case rea caught, and I remember going into depression mode. That's when I actually started cutting myself and inserting objects in my skin because I just wanted to feel numb. He was actually sentenced to 10 years, but for attempted murder and rape. By the grace of God, it was on my birthday. It was in 2016, my birthday on the 23rd of November. Then but then, even though I didn't feel free because on the day of the sentencing, he said to me, I'll be back and so I feared for my life. What if wa appeal for parole and he comes out? What's going to happen with me? Am I safe enough? Because you know how our justice system is. I continued with school and graduated. After graduating, I got a good job. I started working. It was all nice. Then one day, Geleti wrong. November 2018, the 23rd. I got a call from a certain number. So that's when they said to me, is this Tshepang speaking? I said, yes, it is. Now we actually calling with regards to Kabelo. Kabelo ke motho e leng gore o tlhokafetse. He just suffered from a heart failure and he passed away. I was at work by that time and everybody could see that I was so excited, you know, because I felt like the burden that I've been carrying for so long, even though, yes, I did get help with terms of accepting but I was so happy that finally he's gone. That burden has been lifted off my shoulders. So that means I'm finally free. I'm a bird now. I can roam around, you know, without having to watch my back. Abuse is there. It is there, but re focus more on women ba ileng gore ba abuseiwa re lebala le gore le bontate ba abuseiwa, and it's not easy for them to actually share that thing ya gore, you know what, ke shapua ke mosadi because of what society will say. I mean, in this case it's something le nna e leng gore ke fitile ko yona. I didn't want to tell anyone about my ordeal because na ke na le gore society e tlo reng ka nna, you know. But then I guess it's something that led me to starting the JTR Innovators, with two of my friends. With the JTR, what actually pushed us was that our experiences, the JTR, they almost similar because so what we're trying to do with these kids is from within before ba ka tsamaya ba re ba rata batho ba bang ko tseleng le gore ba kgone go bona, you know, an abuser or something that's not right by sport while it's still like meters away. What I have learned about life in general is that tlamehile ke be grateful for each day that passes, you know. I have to love myself more. So just try to be the best that you can possibly be, you know, before anything else. And happiness ya gago as an individual e tla pele.